Operations Officer for the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, Paa Kwesi Schandorf, to help us understand this very initiative and some of the other initiatives currently ongoing within the ministry. Good evening to you, Schandorf. I'm grateful to you for your time here on the Channel One newsroom. So this would be the third batch of Blue Water Guards. How effective were the first two, to the extent that you decided to deploy another 636?
Well, so good evening to you and to the rest of our listeners who are connected. The successes of the National Anti-Illegal Mining Operations Secretariat, 9 months, which we consistently hail and praise, is actually being instrumented by the Blue Water Guards, in the sense that it is the Blue Water Guards who provide the ground troop intelligence and the awareness to 9 months for them to proceed to act. And so to answer the question on the effectiveness of the Blue Water Guards that we have commissioned so far, anytime you see a 9 months operation, you should know that in the background it has been in one way or the other inspired by 9 months. And so that effectively is a statement of their effectiveness, reason for which the sector minister has commissioned the third batch today. Hopefully, we want to reach a total of 2,000 Blue Water Guards as we progress in our fight against illegal mining.
All right. Now, we know that the ministry recently laid before Parliament a new mining airline, which revoked the one that gave the powers to the president to allow mining in forest reserves. And we're told by some people within the space that your minister is avoiding civil society groups who have called for consultations to engage the minister on how to build a fiscal framework for, mining leases and royalties. We know that now the royalties for lithium has now been moved from 5 to 7%. Some say that they wanted it to be 10%. The minister is not availing himself for these conversations.
This is rather funny, forgive me. I mean, I do not know which quarters this is coming from. Because, Charles, as I speak to you, just this Monday, the Minister, Honorable Emmanuel Lamakofibwa, had a crunch interaction with civil society organizations, if I should disclose the venue, at Alisa Hotel, where they all poured out their views, they expressed their sentiments, and they articulated their varied perspectives, not only on the lithium agreement, but indeed with the general enterprise of mining and mineral exploration in Ghana. And so it is rather curious that anybody will think that the minister is not being open to stakeholder conversations. That is his focus, that is his priority, and it is indeed in the light of these stakeholder conversations that we have made the progresses that we have chalked so far. If I have to talk about the royalties agreement, for example, as I speak to you, yes, now government is going to operationalize a sliding scale mechanism. That is the new framework that is going to be incorporated in the law. And so what the sliding scale mechanism will simply do is that it will set the royalties rate between 5 to 12%, which means that at any time when the global prices of lithium escalate, Ghana will benefit the more. However, when the prices are down, the mine will continue to be operationalized so that jobs are not lost and operations are not truncated. All of this has been significantly influenced by the minister's engagement with stakeholders and particularly civil society organizations. Look, on Monday, we met about 18 of them in a roundtable discussion where the minister was open. He took the backlash, the waves, the criticisms, the feedback, and of course the constructive input. And so it is not true that the minister is not available. He's greatly available and is always open for better consultations and engagement.
Now, so what went into the setting the royalties for lithium at 7% when some people in the civil society space have said we could have set it at 10%? What went into the 7%?
It is not true. It is not true that the royalties rate for lithium is now 7%. That fact is rather inaccurate. What we have now is not a fixated regime of royalties allocation. We have employed the sliding scale mechanism, which shifts from 5% to 12%. So it is a range between 5% to 12%, which means that at any given time, Ghana would benefit within that range, depending on the global prices of lithium. Now, if the prices escalate, if the prices go high, of course, we can get the full ceiling, which is the 12%. Even if it is low, there is a minimum threshold of 5%, which would, of course, keep the investor still active, able to operationalize, able to keep employees. And that, we think, is what is in the best interest of all Ghanaians, indeed, having come from stakeholder conversations with civil society organizations as well.
Well, we're told that at current global prices, we should be getting 10% for lithium. But some of the communities where this lithium will be mined have raised concerns about employment and all of these things. How is the ministry ensuring that these communities benefit from the imminent mining of lithium within their catchment area?
Just this Tuesday, together with my colleague Mahmoud Kabori at the Lands Ministry, we represented the minister at the Ewoyaa community, in the Ewoyaa community and other adjoining areas, where we interacted with the teams and people of the area. We harvested their concerns, we gathered their inputs, and then we put together their sentiments, all in the bid to develop a bill that does not only benefit the entirety of the Ghanaian population, but particularly the locals of Ewoyaa, Krampa, and all adjoining communities. The matter that you raise is indeed one of the issues that they expressed out, that more often than not, when minerals are mined in catchment areas, the locals do not benefit. We listened to all of that, and all of those concerns have been incorporated in the new agreement. And so moving forward, the people of Ewoyaa certainly are going to benefit, and of course, they would be the prime beneficiaries, if I have to put it that way. And so they are in our plans, and local content remains a priority as well.
Okay, and finally, before you go, on the refinery front, refining lithium, what is the strategy now from the ministry? What's the strategy?
Well, so in our interaction with civil society organizations, there were very valid call for a nationalization of the refinery. That is to say that Ghana should own its resources and Ghana should mine its resources. It's a call that the minister greatly embraced. And so it will be part of the conversations going on. Indeed, as and when we have the capacity to, or when upon introspection we believe that, look, this is something we can handle exclusively on our own, we will do that. In the meantime, we'll continue to partner with those who can and then agree on terms that will benefit the entirety of the country.
To you, Paa Kwesi Schandorf. He is the Media Relations Officer for the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources.